Your real estate business is a lot like a living, breathing organism, and if you start to view it like one, it's a lot easier to take care of it and help it grow and flourish so that ultimately, like raising a child, if that's your goal, it can take care of you. Stay tuned, smash that subscribe button.
I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler.
So, I'm going to give you a view that helped me understand my business, what it needed to grow, how I could make it flourish, and even when it was time to start the next business, much like when it's time to have the next kid. So, initially, you're going to have this thought in your mind that you want to become a real estate investor. It should somehow resonate with your soul. Like, this is me. Maybe you've done a little bit of reading. And it's up to you to decide that you're going to go for it. This is the moment of conception. Like, okay, this is it. I want to be a real estate investor, and start thinking about the big picture already and where you want it to go. Once you've conceived this idea, just like when the sperm meets the egg, and there you go, it's fertilized. It's almost hard to stop the process, and you're going to go through probably the same thing that I did, a long, drawn-out gestational period of incubation and education where you're literally digesting almost everything you possibly can about the subject matter. Some of it you'll apply, some of it that you won't, and you're kind of finding yourself and where you want to go until the actual birth of your business happens. And it's kind of arguable when this is going to happen. Some people say it's when you form your first company, you sit down, you form your first LLC. Mine was November 14th, 2004. Remember, I literally walked out of a seminar thinking about what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to buy distressed properties. I knew I sucked at math. I knew I was going to be really bad at all this analytical real estate. But I also knew I was really good at creative problem solving, and I started to learn about all these nothing down strategies and how I could make all the mistakes in the world and really not have that many things come back to haunt me. There's not much recourse, but if I did something good, I could win really good, and I'd be going after the deals that most other people are not, so there really wasn't much competition. So arguably that could have been the birth of my business when I formed my first LLC. I think the real birth of your business is when you either start telling people what it is you're going to do. This is just part of the formula of success, where you talk a lot and then proceed to back it up, because nobody wants to be a liar. But when you're 25 years old and you've told your friends and family that you are going to be a millionaire before you turn 30, and they all know this and repeat it back to you, it starts to become who you are. You're going to do everything in your power to make that come true, just because in my situation, I was afraid of being a liar, so I had to do it. Like I told the world, now it's time to do what I said and say what I do. So that was a huge goal of mine. I figured if I couldn't do it in 5 years, honestly, I don't really deserve to live. I did it in 4 and change. I think the real true birth is when you just cowboy up, quit your job, and accept the fact that if I have the same 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, and I can't make this happen, then either a piece of me is broken, I'm in the wrong business, or maybe I should just go back and get a job, or even better still, kill myself because I can't become what I want to. And hey, I didn't die, here I am. So now you've talked a whole bunch. You've told everybody what it is you're going to do. It's not a very easy thing to do, to go tell your parents, your friends, your family. And yeah, some people are going to fall by the wayside. A lot of my extended family to this day doesn't really know what I do, and honestly, I didn't want to be ridiculed anyway, so I just blinders on, focused on what I was doing. The business was born, and then you go through a period of adolescence, which is a lot like having an infant, and you got a business, maybe you got a couple bucks, maybe you don't. If you don't have a source of income and you've quit your job, every day you're on a sinking ship, and you've got to bail like hell to keep this thing afloat till you get your first deal. Really, your business doesn't seem to ever grow up until it makes enough money to both cover your business expenses and cover your personal expenses by doing things like income statements and balance sheets that should help you set targets of these are my bills, this is what I got to make to live, this is what I got to make to continue marketing, until you come up with a bottom line number. I know for me now today, our bottom line number is $30,000 a month. If I don't make $30,000 a month, I'm broke. So your business is going to go through this adolescent period, and depending upon what you know and where you are financially, it could take 2, 3, 5, 10 years. You may not ever grow up, and growing up for me was financial freedom. And the way that I was able to gauge that is really pretty simple. As a wholesaler, you're kind of like a professional athlete. You're only as good as your last deal. You're only as good as your last game. And even if you just made $100,000, but you have no other money coming in, you're still on a sinking ship, right? You don't just want to be rich. Being rich is okay. You want to be wealthy, and you want to be indeterminately wealthy. The way that this was explained to me years ago, and this is a pretty interesting way to view it, is that being rich is somebody like a doctor or a lawyer who gets out of bed in the morning to go make a lot of money, and being wealthy is somebody who gets up in the morning when they're done sleeping. Time and work no longer affect your income. It comes in whether you're sick, well, on vacation. It doesn't matter. You can die and leave it to somebody else. I'm going to assume that that's the point you want to get to. This is adulthood. I had to actually get to that point before we can fund an educational company, and the real estate business does carry that and pay all the expenses for now, but eventually this YouTube channel and the business surrounding it will support itself as well, and it'll reach a financial and a business state of adulthood where we may branch off and start other companies underneath it. And again, the way that you can gauge when your business grows up is by doing an income statement and a balance sheet yourself personally and for your business, and making sure that not just by flipping properties, but flipping a number of them so you have massive amounts of spare cash or creative ways to buy other income generating properties, so that every month, cha-ching, 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 you get paid. And when you finally get there, and I remember the first vacation I took when I did this, it was about a month driving cross country, you're almost in a state of disbelief and suffering from guilt, and you forget all about the sleepless nights, the tooth grinding, feeling nauseous, throwing up, nervous. It's really a pain barrier that you've just got to push through. And when you come back from that first month-long vacation to $10, $20, $30,000 more in your bank account than when you left, without doing anything or any of your own involvement, generating enough income to pay your property managers, generating enough income to pay your bookkeeper, generating enough income to pay your bills, and still having a surplus to buy more properties or fund other projects that you're truly passionate about, like my scholarship or even this YouTube channel, then and only then has your business reached adulthood. As an entrepreneur, you're going to get bored, and you're going to have another moment of conception where you will start another business, but there's a lot of glorification to becoming a serial entrepreneur and doing a bunch of things at once. Don't get me wrong, I do it, but do one thing and do it really well. Get your real estate business to function, become an investor. That's why you're here. And once that's successful, then you can move on and chase your dreams or become an author or a YouTube star or whatever it is you want to do. Don't be one of these people who's teaching somebody else how to do something you can't do yet, because honestly, in my eyes, you're a piece of and somebody should break your jaw. I hope you've kind of really enjoyed that. The way that I view it, once your business is an adult, is if my business is a living, breathing organism, cash flow is the lifeblood, my rental properties sustain it, and the heart beats once a month. First of the month, boom, everybody, all the cash is collected, payroll is secured, bills are paid, mortgages are paid, taxes are paid. Again, boom, boom. And you're just trying to create a surplus until you decide that you can walk away from it for a little bit of time and go fund another business, because hopefully you've fallen in love with and really truly enjoy the process. I hope you've enjoyed this unique view on the biology of your business and how to make it grow. My name is Chuck Kohout. Always be closing. Bye for now.
Everybody's trying to